It's time for Newsletter Chat, where Jen and Jamie chat about newsletters. Newsletter Chat with Jamie and Jen. Except it's just Jen now.
Hey everybody, sorry about that. I went to edit a new opening this morning and Filmora decided that the app that I use, the software that I use, decided that it needed an update. And that's what I've been dealing with all morning. And I just gave up and thought, we'll just use the old one for this morning. No big deal. Good morning, Jamie. Jamie's in the chat this morning. Says she's coming over from Teresa's productivity sprints. Awesome. I was very productive this morning. I got up fairly early and I've been working. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I have newsletter chat. And so I had to get around for that. So otherwise, if I'd have realized it was Tuesday, I got so excited and busy on what I was working on. If I had realized that it was Tuesday, I probably would have been working on the song coming in. So anyways, Jimmy says tech is so fun. Yeah, I agree. Rhonda says, good morning, Jameen and Jen. Okay. A little fast typing there, I'm guessing. Okay, so welcome to Newsletter Chat. If you are new here, what we do is we just chat about newsletters. That's exactly what we do. No strain, no stress. Today, I have a few things I would like to talk about, but more importantly, what is it that you want to talk about? If you have any questions that you have, last week we had a lot of questions from one of our listeners and it worked out great. She said she was coming back this week, had more questions, so we'll see. Either way, let's see. She says, that's Aunt Jemine to you. All right. So newsletters. If you are new to newsletters, you don't even know where to begin, go to our YouTube channel and you can scan through our old newsletter chats. And we start from the very beginning. We give you instructions from base level, how to create a newsletter to begin with, and then how to build your newsletter list. So today I want to talk a little bit about where I'm at. Let's see. Rhonda says, will you write my newsletter for me? No, I absolutely will not. And Jamie is bringing it up in the conversation, something I have already slotted to talk about. Story Origin will not be free soon. We're going to talk about that too. So at the point right now where I am at is I left it upstairs. I'm ready for my book 3 to go to my ARC readers. And so this is a great way to, hey everyone, or hi Jason, how are you? This is a great way to reach out to people. This is one of the reasons why you have a newsletter, is so that you can have them read your book in advance and give you reviews on like release day. So, but it's one of those things, if you've never done it before, it might seem a little bit intimidating. So first things first, we're going to share screen and we're going to go to, so two of the things that I use to build a newsletter are BookFunnel and Story Origin. They both work similar to each other. Story Origin is newer to the game. I use BookFunnel and I do pay for BookFunnel because of some of the services that I wanted to use. It was worth it to me, the convenience I would get by paying. I think it's $10 a month I pay. Maybe it's $15. It's not a whole lot. I mean, it's a lot if you're just starting off, but for me, it was worth the convenience. Story Origin does many of the same things, that we want to talk a little bit about the fact that it has been free all this time and now they're going to start charging. So I did not click through. I thought we would do this live and kind of see how it worked. So it says Story Origin is launching out of beta April 9th through the 25th. If you upgrade your account during launch, April 9th through the 25th, you will be able to continue getting all the features free another 3 months. Or you can get 30% discount, lifetime discount. Okay, so I just reread that again. I think I have to wait till the 9th to upgrade to get that discount. So let's see if I click here what the 30% lifetime discount will be, because that would be very interesting. Okay, so lifetime discount at 30% will be $70 all year. That means $5.83 per month. Okay, I think it's probably, for me personally, worth it, though I don't know how much more I'm going to use it for group promos and for newsletter swaps. I'm still trying to figure out, if you watch some of our other newsletter chats, I'm still trying to figure out if I want to continue to do swaps or start letting my list grow organically, because I don't want to build a list full of people that are only looking for free things. So we've talked about that before. So I'm not really sure. But what I do know is that for review copies. I'm going to click on here because this is what we're going to talk about today. What I love about the review copies, I don't know if I can open this because I think it shows email addresses. Let me remove it for a second and let me see. It does not. It shows names, and that's fine because most of them have already reviewed. So let's just do this. Okay. So what it does is it takes care of all the footwork. Someone signs up for your review ARC team through Story Origin. They send all of the emails out. They tell you when they've been accepted, the platform links provided, meaning here are all the platforms where you can give your review. Then they also track when the review was written and when the links were submitted, and it gives you like a little show here. But if I can click on Amazon right here and I can see where Mel has given me a review, or I can click on down here, Deb, Amazon, Goodreads, BookBug, and I can click on them and it takes me right there. That there is almost worth the $5.83 to not have to do that footwork yourself. Because before, when I was first starting out, I really was only concerned with Amazon because it's the big dog, right? Let's be honest. Amazon is the big dog. And so I was only watching my reviews there and then kind of asking, well, hey, if you wouldn't mind, go on over to Barnes and Noble and give me a review. Or, hey, what about Goodreads? But I am wide, and that is my goal. And I know that right now, for sure, I'm getting most of my sales and most of my traction through Amazon. But Barnes and Noble, Kobo, all the rest of them it's a slow burn. So it takes longer to build your audience, but it's still a voracious audience that I don't want to miss out on, because I know for sure that that I want to be everywhere, because what if Amazon ever changed the game? I've been part of Facebook changing the game so many times that I am a little bit leery of not being in control. When I first started blogging years and years ago, I got such great traction on Facebook, and then they changed the game and I basically had zero traction. Like my blog just like disappeared because I couldn't get people, I couldn't find the audience because I was relying heavily on Facebook. Same thing with Facebook groups. I started off with a Facebook group for my author brand, and that was my ticket. I mean, that's where I got all my interaction, and that's how if I wanted to get the news out to anybody, I went to my group. Then again, Facebook changed the game. So, having said that, I don't know what's going to happen with Amazon. You don't know the future. So I would rather have a little bit of seed in every farmland. Spread the manure, right? So so I want to be wide. So because of that, I don't want to have to go searching on all these different platforms to see if people are following through with their reviews. It's super, super great that I don't have to do that with Story Origin. But I've come across a problem with Story Origin. And this is the process. When you come here and you want to do a review copy, which is what exactly I'm at the stage right now with my ARC. You guys, I'm watching the chat too. So if you have any questions, I'm more than willing to stop and answer questions about where you are. So I click on create review copy. And I am going to say that I would like to download through Story Origin. The book title is, sorry, my headphones are in the way. A Calling for Phoebe. You can see I've already tried this, so it's showing up. Author profile would be me. Book cover, I will come back to that. No, I guess I got to do all the stages. It's not hard. So I just go to you guys have to look at all the garbage I have. Sorry, guys. So many file folders. And I go to Phoebe cover, and it is this one. Yep, I'll take it. Haven't done a cover reveal, so don't tell anybody that we're doing this. So you got a quick view of that. Tags, I only have 3 on Story Origin. Christian, and whoop, it didn't work. I guess you have to click on it. Again, every platform is going to be a little bit different, right? And then, of course, it's romance. Make sure you click romance, not the one above that. And you won't get any readers, trust me. And, historical fiction. Those all 3 match my genre. Headline is going to be right there. It's the second one already in there. And then it is a clean historical Christian romance. The book blurb, I'm just going to say, read this. I'm just going to put something in here really silly because I'm trying to get to a point to show you. I do have the book blurb. I just usually copy and paste it in there. With this one, you cannot use HTML. So I go to one that I can copy straight up from, which was BookFunnel. Excuse me. So I don't do the book sample preview. I just skip that because this is only going to be people for reviewing me. They don't need to see a preview. They're people that are already on my list. So then I'm going to upload the EPUB. And that is found in this. I'm telling you guys, I have so much stuff on my drive. Calling for Phoebe, and we want the generic ebook. I use Vellum if anyone has any questions about that. That's how I do my book formatting, and it is amazing. Okay, so Mobi, here's where the problem is. Used to be that Kindle only accepted Mobi. Well, Kindle is, Amazon is changing their format, and they're going to the generic EPUB as well. And that is made obvious that Vellum has already figured this out. So Vellum no longer does a Mobi file. So when I go to upload Mobi, which is Kindle, when I go back to my folder here and I click on Kindle, it will not accept it. See up here, can you guys see that on the screen? It says must be a Mobi. So I was like, well, I'm just going to leave it as the EPUB because anyone that downloads it can get on their Kindle. So the book has not been published yet. My expected publication date is May. Well, I can't do it that way. Sorry. May 13th. The links I will provide will be Amazon, Apple, I wish Google Play, but that's a whole nother story we'll talk about later. Barnes & Noble, Goodreads, and BookBub. I will give all of those. I'm going to prioritize Amazon, Goodreads, and BookBub only because, I don't know, it doesn't make, that's for writers, reviewers that are going to put it wherever you want or they're going to choose. But if somebody is going to do Barnes & Noble, they're just going to do Barnes & Noble because that's where they get their books. Same thing with Kobo, so I don't need to even click that. So I'm going to click create and look what happens. It won't let me because a Mobi is required. So today it wants me to do a sample. Oh, darn it. I guess it doesn't matter. I guess I'm not going to take the time to make a shortened version of this. I'm just going to put the whole one up as a sample. I don't care as long because there's going to be people. I'm not reaching out to the Story Origin community. I'm only reaching out to my readers for my arc. So yeah, so the problem is Mobi. So I'm going to be reaching out to Evan later today and letting him know the difficulty I'm having. They may not have discovered that Kobo has, that Amazon has changed the Kindle format, or maybe they just haven't gotten around to it. I don't know, but it shouldn't be required. So we'll see. So I don't know that I have time to wait for them though. So I'm going to be doing BookFunnel. This is what BookFunnel looks like when you log in. Any other questions? Anyone have any comments or anything they want to say about Story Origin? I'm a big fan. And I think their pricing is very fair because it's still going to be less than what I'm paying for BookFunnel. There are still things I can do on BookFunnel that I can't do on Story Origin, or maybe I'm just more comfortable with it still at this point because they've been around longer. I think that Story Origin, for what they've, as long as they've been around, they've been doing a really great job. So I can flip back over there if you have questions. So instead, I'm going to have to do it through BookFunnel, and I'm going to have to probably trace everybody's where they've put their reviews. And that's just how it is. So anywho, so over here at BookFunnel, you can see this is what's going on with me. Avoiding Esther, I have switched over, and that is now my reader magnet because I've put Searching for Anna as the freebie. And if you go to any bookseller, Searching for Anna is free right now. So the way that you would do here is you just go to books, you click on books, and you're going to add, which I've already done because I didn't think about showing you guys how to do it. You're going to up to here to action, add a new book. And it's super simple. You just go through all of this. Same thing, book description. You can put a note to readers if you want. I never do, but I'm sure that you can. Your book tagline, the series, your author name, book type, which is a full book. My first one's a novella, but book label, that is just for you. so you can see it. Like if you have more than one version of the book up there, like maybe you have one that is in a foreign language, then you could just put on there French or German or whatever. But there's different reasons why you might want to do that. But this is where you put the real book title that everybody else is going to see. It's super easy. Again, the only problem I have, it's not a problem. It's just that it's a more advantage with Story Origin is that Story Origin will actually trace it for you. All right, let's see. All right, now we got some chat going on. Teresa says it's pretty easy to convert an EPUB to a Mobi online for free. I just did it last week by Googling it. I'm sure it is. I just wanted to reach out to Evan and let him know that it's unnecessary. And because I just don't want the extra step, I'm kind of like on a time crunch now, but I've seen you be able to do that. My concern is I just don't want to lose. It's one more thing I have to edit then, I feel like. If I'm having someone else convert something of mine, now I need to go back in and look at it after I've done it, where I'm very comfortable with what Vellum does. Maria says, hey everyone, just joined after grabbing some lunch. Hey, how you doing? Jamie says, Trace, I use Calibrate. Okay, because Calibrate that's a version, it's something like Vellum. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maria, Jamie, are you saying that I could just take it into Calibrate and just convert it? And if so, is Calibrate free or how much does it cost? Maria says, Jamie, I use Calibrate too. Awesome. Jamie says, I have Readsy, I think, to make an EPUB. Readsy is a great resource. I should probably go over there and look and see what they do. Yeah, that's a good idea. You guys understand my issue, right? Like if I have to convert it, then I have to then look at that edition again and make sure there've been no wonky problems or so that's probably what I should just do. You guys are right. That's probably less trouble than me having to track all my reviews. But here is another issue with what I've discovered myself from my readers, an issue with Story Origin. I have more international readers than I realized I did. And I've only really discovered that since making my book free because again, I made the mistake when I first started and I put my ebooks through Ingram Spark because I thought, well, that's just easier. Well, yeah, but then I didn't have any control over them. I use Ingram Spark for my paperbacks, but I didn't need to use them for ebooks. And that was just a mistake I made. And so now I'm delisting them from Ingram Spark and then uploading them myself individually so I have more control. I can see my sales. I really couldn't see sales or I couldn't run promotions. I couldn't do any of that stuff. But now that I can see my sales, I can see that. And after I saw my sales and I saw how many different countries I was getting downloads in, then I went to my newsletter list and I started looking really closely at my countries and it's far more international. And I have received emails from people when I offered the book when I offered Avoiding Esther for review, I had people reach out to me out of the country and say they can't use Story Origin. It doesn't work for them. It's too difficult because for some reason, some sort of conversion thing country-wise, but that BookFunnel works well, which makes sense because BookFunnel's been around longer. They've had more time to work out any of those type of like problems, right? And so I just asked my readers that email me to reach out to Story Origin, which they did, but then I went ahead and sent them the book from BookFunnel so that they wouldn't have to wait. So that's another issue I don't want to deal with. I know that BookFunnel works in all countries. So let's see. Oh, Maria says it has just started properly snowing here. Maria, I'm in Michigan, which I would normally say me too, but it's going to be 85 here today. I believe that Rhonda brought the good weather back from Florida with her. Rhonda says, did you just say novella? Warren will not be pleased. And Jamie says, clears throat, Team John. I wonder who's going to be Team Will. I'm totally Team Will. I like all my male characters, but for sure, my copy editor, who I just got the book back from, she could not stop gushing about this book, which I really needed to hear. Like, normally I'm not someone who really needs pats on the back. I mean, it's always enjoyable, right? But this book was hard. This book was so hard, and I was just so convinced that it just wasn't good as the other two, but let's just put it out there and be done with it and move on. And so to hear someone who is an avid Christian romance reader, like, gush about it, the book, that made my day. I needed that. So, oh, wait, we have more talk going on. I couldn't see it. So, Jamie says free, but like all free things, learning curve, all caps. So you're talking about Calibre. Yeah, yes. Let's see. Maria says the same thing. Calibre is free. Found out about it from Eva Erickson's book about writing a newsletter. Good. Jamie says, told you it was good. I don't know what we're even talking about at that point. So, okay. So that's where I'm at right now. So I will be sending out a newsletter this week, inviting people to join my newsletter team. And I'm sorry, not my newsletter team, my advanced reading team, my ARC readers. And so I'm gonna do it a little bit different this time. It's not gonna be anybody who's on my list that wants to do it. I used to, because my list was smaller, I just kind of put it out there and said, here's your free copy if you will promise to give me a review. And I did not have great feedback on that. I mean, like people would download the book, but I got very little reviews from it. And I know that that's a problem. I know that, what do people say? Like even on your ARC team, only 10%, supposedly only 10% will give you reviews. So if you have 10 people on your ARC team, only one person gives you a review. I've had better reviews than that, better numbers than that. But I think that if I can really work to curate a good team of people that have already reviewed. So I'm going to go with, all right, so y'all know who Joanna Penn is. Let me throw this over here so we can see this. So this is her page to sign up to be one of her ARC readers. And I like it because she kind of tells them what goes on and what to expect. And in order to join the group, you need to have written at least one review of any of my books. This is to make sure only true fans join up. I love that. You cannot give incentives for people to give reviews, but you can sure curate your list to make sure it's people that are most likely going to give a review. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm exactly going to word my email, but I'm going to do an email that says, if you're interested, I'm going to mention that you have to give a review, which hopefully will cause some people that have already read the book to go over and do some reviews for one of the other two books that they've already read. That's what I'm hoping for. So I've been getting quite a few reviews on book one, so that's really great. And then I'm going to write another newsletter specifically to the people that I have their email addresses of, only the ones I have their email addresses of, that have already given me a review. It's not like it's a huge list, but it's less than 100, but it's sizable because it's not just on Amazon. It's Goodreads and it's BookBub and it's all over the place. And I'm going to send them a personal invite. So we'll see how this goes, but this is kind of going to be my work. All right, I'm missing all kinds of chat here. Let's see. Your book, Jen, LOL. I told you it was good. Oh, yes. And I don't want you to think that I didn't appreciate you telling me it was good, because it means a lot to me, Jamie, that you told me that it was good, because you don't read romance. And so for you to say that, like, I just really appreciate that. But to have like someone who does read romance just gush about it, like I just needed that day, so I appreciate everyone's feedback on it. Jamie says, Maria, you are so awesome, though. You obviously pick up on things way faster than me. Frustration is a part of my learning process, at least Rhonda says, so, which absolves me. So I like, all right, let's see. They're talking about Calibre still. So, so Teresa says that's a good idea. Talking about your ARC team, right, Teresa? Now, see, Teresa's in a different spot. Teresa will be coming out with her first book. So she's going to be like me a few years ago. I took anybody and anyone who said they wanted a free copy of my book in exchange for a review. And it's funny because you'll probably discover the same thing as me. My good friends, a few of them did give me reviews, but it was not my good friends that gave the reviews. It was people that I didn't know really well. It was people that were friends of friends, or people that were friends, but not like my best friends. Most of my best, closest friends have never even read my book, other than writers, my friends that are writers. So the podcast ladies don't count, but most of them haven't even read the book. Like, oh yeah, I've been meaning to get to it. And it's fine, because obviously they're not my audience. If they were my audience, they would have been super excited to read it. My audience is more, it's going to be people that are just avid Christian romance readers. And so if you're not, then that's fine too. Yeah. Okay. Oh, they're talking about websites now. Oh, I finally fixed my website, ladies and gentlemen. We should probably go over there right now. So remember, was it last week or 2 weeks ago? And I discovered that my website had an old page on it that I never noticed. It had a fake cover on it. It was horrible. It had book reviews from Charles Dickens and my mom. It was a fake page because I thought I'd fixed it. So anyway, I have fixed it. So here's my website. I had to fix these because when you click this, it used to take you to sign up for the newsletter, but no more because that's not the newsletter. And you scroll down. There I am. Hello. Here's the 2 books so far, and I got to figure out how to put 3 books on there. I'm not sure it's possible. I got to figure that out. If not, I might have to get a different widget to put on there. But there's the 2 books that are already available. There I am again. Wow, lots of pictures of me on here. So this will take you to my blog when you click on there. And then there's another review. Here's a sign up or go to my Facebook page, my Facebook group. I'm still trying to be fairly active in there, but really only about 10% of the people see anything I do in there. So about once a week, I try to pop in there. Here's my Instagram feed, just some of it. And here's the new sign up for the newsletter. So that's my first page. Lot going on there. I probably will have to reformat in ways. So, all right. So here's the fixed page for those of you that were with us a couple weeks ago. So it's all better now. It now says where you can sign up. I don't know why this, what do you call it on WordPress? My theme. I don't know why this theme keeps doing this to me. When you click on any of these, there's no title, even when I put a title in, and it just does this. So there's something wrong. I'm probably gonna have to reach out to my friend Vicky and ask her some help because I'm pretty good at tech and stuff, but sometimes WordPress, I understand how it's so customizable, but I really would rather just pay extra and have what is that one called? It starts with an S, where it's just you just dump your stuff in there, but you can't customize it a whole lot. I'd be fine with that, I think. But yep, okay. So website's all better. So thank goodness. So yeah, that's really all. Let's see. Okay. Let me go back to some of these chats because you guys are already talking, so it's way past me. Yeah, originally I had a free website through Wix for a couple years, but then when I started doing newsletter stuff, I didn't know you need a domain name of your own website. Yep, so start from scratch. Teresa was talking about carefully curating betas as well, perhaps a topic for a future podcast. Yeah, I think we have talked about that before, but we really should hit it again. Maria says, I'm now with Namecheap, hosted by WordPress. I think you're with WordPress, hosted by Namecheap. We're with Namecheap too. The podcast is, and I am, and Jamie, I believe, is still too. Probably Rhonda too. Anyway, it's a proper learning curve for sure, with no website design background, haha, but really happy how it looks now. The good thing about WordPress is it's so everywhere that you can go to YouTube and find a video of somebody showing you how to do basically anything on there. That's what I do. So Teresa, my beta read this time, I didn't reach out to people I know. I posted it and they wanted to sign up, they could, and I was clear about expectations and the timeline, and so far it's working. That's great. Yeah, I was very clear too. Mine aren't beta read. I did not do beta readers. I did not. I did ARC readers, which is a different story, but the ARC readers, yeah, it's funny. Maria says, I feel it's funny because I feel like I've done things different to lots of you. Not being self-published, I didn't do a lot of marketing platform things, example, newsletter before I was published, right? So then I've had to do all that stuff and learn a lot after being published, like setting up a newsletter, website, blog, social media, etc. Okay. Jason says, after learning my Clifton strengths, it has helped my writing a lot. That's good to know. That's really good to know, Jason. So, all right. So for me this week, newsletter is going to be all about setting up my ARC team and making sure my books are up. I probably will try to convert that to Amobi, and I'll make the decision if I'm going to use BookFunnel or if I'm going to use StoryOrigin. Gosh, there are positives to both. I don't know. I mean, I guess I could set it up in both, or maybe I'll just set it up in Story Origin, and then any of my betas that can't use it, then I'll give them a link for BookFunnel, and then I only have to track theirs. That's probably the smarter thing to do. So, yeah, so that's what this week's newsletter is going to be. Oh, let's talk about last week's. I'll just give you a recap really quick. So here are my stats. This actually, see the yellow. Oh, I'm not sharing. Isn't that great? There we go. This here actually is last week's newsletter, but I had to send one out just a little bit later because I screwed up a link in there. And here's something that's very interesting. So I had one unsubscribe between these two. I've had a lot of unsubscribes, more unsubscribes than I have been getting newsletter this last week or so. Anyway, so what was I going to say? Oh, I messed up a link and I sent this out. And I had 152 people click for that link, which was really great because it was a promo over on BookFunnel, and it gave me a really great stat with, I mean, I even got an email from the person promoting it. So, well, I'd sent her an email too. Taking your advice, Jamie, sending thank you emails to people that do the promos. It was a sales promo, not a newsletter builder. And I normally, my readers normally don't click a whole lot on those. So interesting that this one, when I sent it out, that I made a mistake, and then I basically only featured this and nothing else. It got a lot of clicks. So that was interesting to me. Very interesting. So we might want to talk about that in a future newsletter chat. But when we look at these side by side, I still, okay, I'm like, internet, come on. So a better open rate and more people clicked. Isn't that funny? Again, it could also be, can I just view that? No. It could also be the fact that this one had a lot of writing above the fold. We talked a little bit about above the fold. You can't see anything I want them to click on until they scroll down. And I rewrote this and rewrote this and rewrote this, and I couldn't get to the point where I could show these pictures fast enough. Like, this is as much as I could get it down to. Maybe it was my mood. Maybe I just needed someone to edit it for me. I don't know. But so yeah, so the clicking didn't happen till this far down. So that's another reason why maybe I got more clicks on the other one. Again, trial and error. This is how you learn things about your newsletter, is by actually sending newsletters. So yeah, very interesting. I should have made these clickable where they could have gone and downloaded it on Amazon, but I didn't. So yeah, anyway, all right, let's see. I don't like how you guys' comments are coming through. It's like coming through in chunks like minutes after you've sent them. So Jamie says she's very high individuality. Oh, I already saw that one. Sorry. Maria says, I use Story Origin. I just set up UBLs last week. I had no idea they were free. Thought you had to buy them, but I think I had a different website in my mind. Really handy. Yes, the UBLs are great. For those of you who don't know, it's a universal book link, so that you don't have to have here you buy it on Amazon. Here you buy it on Books, Barnes and Noble. Here you buy it on Kobo. Here you buy it. Nope. You just have one link that you put in your newsletter, and it takes you to a website that has everything, and they will help you find all of where your book is available internationally and everything if you use an aggregator to get your ebooks out there. Let's see. Jamie says, thank you. Emails are so nice. That was sweet of you, Jen. I don't know. Why am I having a hard time remembering what you're talking about? What did I do that was, I never do anything sweet. What are you talking about? Only thing I wish is I could add another link. Example, my publishers or Waterstones. Okay, bookstore. Oh, with the UBL you can't add? Yes, you can. There is, all right, let's do this real quick because this is important, I think. So let me stop sharing in case I go the wrong place. But so you want to go to books to share, and that's how you, I guess I can just share this. And then I don't think it'll show my login. I'm already logged in. So then you want to go to link tools in my UBL dashboard, and we'll try to edit one of them. So you can start a new one, or you can, why is my internet doing this? Okay. So we're gonna go to searching for no, that's only got 2 on it. I don't want to go to that one. We're gonna go to this one. I don't know why that's acting like that. We'll click on this, and down here, do you see this? Maria, it says add a store link. So you go to where your book is on those other store links, you copy the URL and you paste it in here. So you can add those yourself. You can add things individually. Let's see. Okay. All right. Jason says his highest one is learner. I think that's also Tina's too. I notice if I'm not trying to learn things, I get bored easier, trying to figure out how do I use that strength to help my writing more. Oh, you should reach out to Tina because she has really been using her learner strength as well. So, all right, ladies and gents, that's it for me. If you guys don't have any other questions or any things that you want to, let's see, she says, can you do this with Story Origin, Jen? That's what I'm doing with the UBLs. Not sure it's an option with Story. So Story Origin, you should be this. They should be using the UBLs from. All right, let me just cancel out of here. Let me go to my reviewer dashboard. Not reviewer, author dashboard. You should the UBLs that they provide should be from the same place. So let's see. Universal Book Links. Well, let's try. Let's edit. Avoiding Esther. No, I don't see that, but you know what? This is a good thing to reach out. Evan is very good about responding to emails. So one of two things. I reach out to Evan and tell him your concern and what you would like to do. And then, because that's what I'm saying, like, I don't think this is as international as what BookFunnel is. And then the other thing I would do is I would set up UBLs at books2read.com. This is the same thing as, it's the same company as Draft to Digital. So good company, all about indie writers. So I would go there and I would set up UBLs as well. So I would probably use this UBL in my emails until Story Origin gets that fixed where you can add links. So yeah, that I agree. That's problematic. So yeah, so it's also free at Books to Read. They don't charge you anything for that because it's one of the services they just provide. There are things that that you can do that, like, so I started putting my ebooks through Draft to Digital, and so they do get a little bit percentage of my sales. So that's how they make their money. But they give you so much there, like they just offer so many things for free. So that's where I would start off, and I might not even use the Draft to Digital. I'm sorry, I might not even use the Story Origin ones unless I have to. So, all right. So I hope you guys are all doing great with your newsletters. And so next week we'll see how my ARC Reader email went. We'll see what came up from that, and we'll talk about what I'm going to write next. So, all right. Maria says, thanks for the tips, Jen. Awesome. I appreciate it. That's what I'm here for. Again, I am not an expert at this. This whole point of this show, this chat, was for us to talk about things. I've learned just as much from you guys. Like when Piper is here, Piper is a wealth of information when it comes to newsletters. So yeah, all of us are just going to be here as a community working on this together, right? So, all right, everyone. I hope you have a great week, and I will see you next Tuesday at 9 a.m. And I'll be back sprinting tomorrow morning. Bye, everyone.